right, good afternoon, everybody. That fancy music tells us we're ready to go ahead and get this meeting kicked off. So I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. If I could have everybody please rise and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very good. Thank you very much. While we're getting settled back in, does anybody on the panel here see any sort of potential conflict of interest with either of the two items we have on the agenda today? No? No? All right, we can go ahead and move on. Item number four, approval of the Zoning Board of Appeals minutes from February 16th. Do I have any?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to approve in a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Say nay. Hearing none. Minutes were approved. All right. Okay, so item number 5 today is a variance application by Larry and Peggy, is it Kruger? Okay. Requesting to construct an attached garage addition to the south side of the home within the required backyard and within the required street yard. The building coverage ratio exceeds 40%. The owner would like to construct a 3-foot wide sidewalk on the south property line to access a service door on the garage addition located at 501 Michigan Avenue. So if you would like to step up to the podium and let us know what we're doing today.
Good afternoon. My name is Christy Carmody. I'm with Distinctive Design Studio in Sheboygan Falls.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, and I am the architectural designer working on the project, and I'm here to represent my clients, Larry and Peggy Kruger. As you stated, at their property at 501 Michigan, they currently have a 1-car attached garage, and they wish to add a second bay to the attached garage, and this will affect 3 different areas of the current zoning. Current zoning requirements are based on a minimum lot size for Sheboygan of 6,000 square feet, which this creates a unnecessary hardship for my client because they are already starting out with a non-conforming smaller site at around 3,800 square feet. So this is about 37% smaller than the minimum lot size required anyway, so it's very difficult for them to meet many of the zoning requirements. The first variance that I'd like to address is the building cover ratio. The requirement for the city is 40%, and my clients are currently actually at 47, so they're already a bit over the requirement. With the attached garage addition, they would be at about 57% lot coverage. However, if you take that number and you do the math for like a 6,000 square foot lot, they would be under. It would be at like 35.5%. So because of the small lot size already, they're having a hardship. But the next item would be the building setback. The requirement is 20 feet. They're now at almost around 16 feet setback. With the new garage, they would be the building setback would be at 3 feet. But we are staying in conformity with the UDC for fire separation, so this would not require a firewall. But we would ask again for the third variance for the paved setback of a 0 lot line tolerance, so that we can have a walkway between the garage to access the side access for the service store. I'd like to point out too that the neighbors are in favor of this. I know Both my clients have spoken to their neighbor and they have no issues with it. Actually, the neighbors to the south, their garage and driveway and fence is actually currently at 0 lot line. So we're actually only asking for the walkway to be at 0 lot line, not the driveway or the building. And as mentioned previously, the non-conforming lot size is, the biggest hardship for them, as well as it also provides them with unique property limitations, not only with the building cover ratio, but the setback requirements. It's nearly impossible for them to be conforming as is, so that's why we're requesting the variance. The clients wish to prove that there is no harm to public interest with this request. Quite the opposite, actually, as it would be improving public safety by removing some of the street parking for them that they're currently having to do with only one garage. So this would improve safety as well as visibility on a very busy street corner. And the design of the addition would be in conformance with what is already existing with matching roof slopes and materials and all of that, so it does really tie into the existing structure. So with that, I'll just ask if my clients have anything else to add. Okay.
Afternoon.
Hi.
My name's Larry Kruger, one of the owners, my wife Peg. Most people know our house. It's called the cute house. Well, along with cute comes small. So all we're trying to do is make it more livable. So rather than start from nowhere there, we talked to both of our neighbors, and the ones that's really impact going to the south? They're the ones 0 lot line, but we talked to both of them and showed them what we were thinking of doing and the rest and how we were going to do it. They even stopped us yesterday and offered, do you think we should stop by and tell the meeting people that we don't have an issue with this? No, but if we do, I'm sure we can ask you to send something in. So there's no objection whatsoever from them. So Christy mentioned the fact of we're still trying to maintain the look of the house. This isn't something like a carport going on. We're trying to get the same presentation, keep the same look of the house. We're not trying to do anything unusual for the neighborhood or the rest, so.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Steve?
All right, yeah, I have several comments on this.
I also do too,
Okay.
actually.
Do you want to start?
Yeah,
Good.
where this property is located, they are not the king of the block. So
No.
they are surrounded by a lot of homes that are much larger than this home
Right.
existing. So in a way, it starts to kind of almost match a little bit more of the neighborhood as well.
Correct.
Just because of the location of the corner, you always compromise a smaller lot, smaller location, but they're surrounded by very large homes in that location.
Thank you.
All right.
Steve? Yeah.
Sounds good. So in 2010, the applicant at that time had come in to rebuild the existing home on this lot. The lot is small. Staff would not consider that it's a non-conforming lot, but I guess there's some discussion back and forth that we can have on the hardships in terms of whether or not it's a hardship or not with regards to what the applicant is speaking of. At that point in time, the proposal was to build what you see now, and they ripped down the existing home that you can see, which was this white house. You can see the fence and the garage of the neighbor. And so this home was very small. Someone came in with the design, wanted to do something at the house. And so there were many variances that were granted because this lot is 60 by 64 feet deep. And the idea was to provide variances to Michigan Avenue and to North Fifth so that there would be larger green space setbacks along the properties to the south and west. And one of the ideas was to allow for, at a minimum, the one-car garage, so there would be one space available for someone to park on this very small lot. Most of the lots in this area are larger. And so from a staff perspective, there are some concerns in terms of putting too much onto this lot. We talk about lot coverages at 40% at the time of the existing home. Lot coverage was granted of 42%, and that was with the building you see today. What's being proposed is an additional so it's presently 1,628 square feet, which is a lot coverage of 42%. They're looking to add 13 by 25, which adds 325 square feet, which is 1,953 square feet, which gets the lot coverage up to 53% of the lot. They're basically getting rid of almost all the green space along the south side. There is a little patio area that they're looking at. They're adding a garage space and additional storage space, not just for a vehicle, but additional space for their patio furniture and things like that. So staff does have some concerns. You already have, the one applicant whose driveway is basically right next to this one, and they're gonna have to create another, a wider drive. The two driveways are basically gonna be right on top of one another. The house is coming basically right to the property line, 3 feet away, so this person, there's a fence there now, but now they're gonna be even obscured more, the neighbor to the south, which they say don't have an objection. There is a fence there. But in staff's mind, we're really adding, a lot more to this house than what was previously submitted to deal with the lot size and to put in something that fit appropriately. Yes, I can understand the need for a second car garage, but based on this lot size and based on what you guys had purchased, this was something that was aware of ahead of time. And so staff is objecting to the variance request today. But obviously the board can discuss and have that discussion further, but staff believes this is too much for this lot.
Okay, I guess I have a question. I don't see anything in here that mentions adding a second car garage. They're just looking at adding a 3-foot wide sidewalk.
Nope, the addition is to add a second
Addition to the
garage. So basically
there
where
it is. Okay,
the
sorry.
home ends right now is right here. And so the whole addition is,
Yeah.
so this is what's here now. And then this is the section that is to be added. And then the 3 feet is if they were to get the garage variance, they're asking that there is a service door that's in this area where they have their patio, that they would like to have the ability to create a sidewalk that would go right to, a zero. We typically have a 3-foot paving setback, and with that new garage, they would be asking to have a sidewalk between the garage and the property line. So basically looking for 0 feet in that area.
Sorry, I just had the sidewalk stuck
Yep,
in my head.
yep.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
So I live on 4th and 4th Street and St. Clair, and so my alleyway, I walk right through there to there, and I pass their house. What I'm trying to say is my house and the house right next to me, in fact, you can see it in one of the overhead pictures that they give of 4th. My house and my neighbor's house, our garages are very similar to what they are proposing. And it works because it opens up to our gardens. there is a fence, so I have a garden on one side, and my neighbor has a garden on one side. But really, the size of, the distance of our garages is exactly what they're saying here.
Okay,
So it would fit the neighborhood.
It fits perfectly. My garage, my neighbors access my garden through that space rather than coming through my house in the summer. I assume this is something they're gonna do too, so they can access the patio.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
that's,
a perfect size.
yep. And I don't understand fully, but when I began this, I talked to Jeffrey Lutz, the building inspector, and he pulled out the prints and did a calculation based on the original variance. And he told me at that time we had about 350 square foot left. I don't know, I didn't see the original variance, but when he spoke about this, he calculated and said, this is what you got left. So that made me decide we couldn't do a shed. It was strictly the garage that we could do. But I've never seen the original variance, so I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff had indicated that originally you guys were talking about doing a shed, which would fit with the 200 square feet. So as far as the original variance and your request is that it exceeds the 40%. So you've already indicated to us that you know that it's more than the 40%, which it is.
Okay.
okay. Go ahead, if you have something else, sure.
Well, I guess I just want to reiterate just the size disparity in the lot size and that 40%, based on a, at 40%, based on a 6,000 square foot lot size versus, our 3,800, lot size, we would be under that if we had a normal lot size. So, already starting with a non-conforming lot size, makes me think that it would be advantageous to kind of, have a ratio there, from 6,000 versus 3,800 square feet and allow for my clients to be able to put this garage on so that they can get their cars off of the street and, be able to use their property more effectively, more efficiently, and more safely for the neighborhood. And as the other members have stated, there are a lot larger homes in the area, so I do think visually it's not going to seem out of place at all with the surrounding area. So I'd like you to please consider those points.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, anybody have any more comments?
I have a question.
Sure.
Steve, could you please put up a picture of the driveway from a real street view?
Bear with me 1 second here. I can't get it like exactly straight.
Nope, that's okay.
I don't know if you want me to go one way or the other.
Nope, we're good. So when I look at this, the garage, the additional garage would go to the south and fill up that green space.
Yes.
So then we're going to be taking out a tree and adding some concrete?
Well, if the tree is already gone,
Oh,
the tree is no longer there, correct? Yeah,
The street tree
The
Yeah.
street tree?
yeah.
Oh, was it,
so that's another
City
picture.
removed it.
must have been a.
got
Ash
it.
tree.
Okay, all right.
Ash, I'm sorry.
Then another question about that garage, is it strictly a garage? Is there living space up above?
No, strictly a garage.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think the concern is just, when you have these smaller lot, well, actually, any kind of a lot is just packing too much on a lot. So we're pretty much gonna be
Concrete.
at the maximum on this lot at some point, so there's probably nothing coming down in the future from that.
Correct.
But
I
as
don't-
long as it's done correctly, I mean, you can have things that fit, that work, right? So, all right,
Yeah, and I think that's how it got put on initially, was because it does have a very nice design to it. There's no question about that. I think that is the reason why it was approved the first time, is because of the look that it is today. So, I mean, from a design perspective, it is very nice.
So keeping with that, I think could be in pretty good shape, right? And
Could I ask one more question? I guess the one thing that the board may want to consider, if the board does consider approval, is whether or not the garage door needs to be on the side facing to the south, and that it couldn't be where there's storage areas, so that they wouldn't need the sidewalk in that space that goes directly on that property line. You guys can obviously speak to that in terms of the need. But that is something that, I don't know what picture it is, and do you know what
I mean,
picture
if
it is
that's-
on your plans that have like that
Go
stone
Up, up,
up?
up. From where you currently are, no? Or go down, not up, down. It'll show a side right there.
Yeah, I thought there was an overview, Christie, that we showed like
There's a
sidewalk.
side view, yeah. 13 should be,
How
or,
about the one?
There's on
Well-
the lower left elevation shows the door.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Is it right?
That,
Well,
yep,
so
that
there-
shows,
Oh, right here.
that shows the service
I
door.
thought there was a floor plan. Is it, maybe that drawing? I thought there was one that showed kind of like D01.0.
Yeah, so it would also kind of connect the back patio, to the front of the house, and just create a nice
The
walkway
walkway,
access.
the
Yeah,
walkway.
it's
Oh,
just a
maybe
simple
I
walkway.
just can't see. Give me a second to blow that up. Sorry about that, guys.
Yep, D01, and then scroll down
So
right.
you can kind of see.
Yeah,
the-
it's a little
the
light
garage.
on your
Here's-
screen.
Here's the floor plan for the garage, the existing garage. This is what you would see with the new, where they're looking at constructing a new patio area.
Yes.
New patio doors, and then this is the area, kind of hard to see, but that they're talking about, adding the sidewalk to the south side of the garage, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be right on the property line. So, no big deal one way or the other, but something to think about in terms of putting the pavement right on the property line.
I guess my question is, are you planning to like store garbage cans or something on the side there? That's why. Okay, that's what I figured.
So,
Access to the backyard here instead of going through the garage.
sure, or through the house, yeah, okay,
I hate those garbage cans.
yeah, because that eliminates
Pretty
a,
much, it's.
well, yeah, right, okay,
And they're asking for that variance, so that's part of what they're requesting,
Yes.
Right.
just so you're aware.
right.
You wanna go down to the picture?
Is of the homes, from the aerial view. I'll show you the example of my house, which you will see
one?
exactly.
How long
There.
ago did you buy that?
Yeah, so 12, I'm on 1214 North 4th Street. You'll see that alleyway, 925. So you'll see yeah, that's it, you're right there, not the red one, the
1214
opposite.
North Fourth, so
That
that's
long
north.
path, this long path, that's me and my neighbor's garage. Right next to each other, there's a fence that divides our gardens, our yards. And that's where I store my garbage bins.
Same,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, sure, yep, okay.
You were asking how long? I think we bought it last
I'm not
May.
talking about you, I'm talking about her. How long ago did you buy that house?
Oh, I don't own it, I'm just the designer.
He's the owner.
He's the owner.
Or you're the.
I'm the owner, and we bought it in May. And.
Yeah, so they weren't the ones who did the work previous, they bought it the way it currently is now. And they're looking to extend it. Sounds to me like what was originally done so many years ago, what the original,
Yeah, that was done in 2010.
2010.
Yeah. So they weren't part of the original
right?
applications.
And we're not big street parking people, you know, came from the country, we parked off the street and the rest, but from my point of view, pretty expensive car. And Fifth Street's bad enough, but Michigan is terrible to park on. And we're sitting there with 2 cars across the street, 2 cars next to us, 2 cars on this side, plus an apartment building down at the end. So it really gets crowded, especially when winter comes. And of course, I can't remember to move the car every day, so, but that's the reason for the garage.
Well, and part of this is also, you know, we're doing additional interior renovations. This is part of the project, and their intention, you know, is this is their retirement home, and they're trying to make it livable for, you know, as they age. So having off-street parking is, you know, really ideal.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry? Yeah, are there any more, do we have any other questions? No?
I'd like to make a motion.
There we go, we have a motion to approve it. Do we have a second? All right, motion to approve in a second. Do we have any further discussion?
And I would make a motion based on what they're requesting. No changes to what they're requesting.
Sure. Right, okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Sounds like the motion passes.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item number 6, we have a variance application by Richard and Sarah Cleary requesting to construct a 208 square foot bedroom addition to the west side of the home in the rear yard. The home has a current side yard setback of 2.9 feet to the north side yard. The addition would align with the north wall of the home and would vary from 2.7 feet to 2.9 feet from the north property line located at 2324 North 5th Street. Welcome.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, hi.
I would be Richard then. I thank you for hearing our
Sure.
appeal, I guess. And one thing, I don't know if Steve received, but have signatures from our neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
got it. So thank you for providing that. Yep, sounds good. So that's the information that you see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
And maybe, I didn't know offhand whether or not you might be able to mention, Richard or Sarah, where some of those homes are signed off on?
Yes, sir. The list includes the neighbors on each side of us. Directly adjacent to us, including the neighbor who's on the north side, who is, you know, the most affected by the variance request. Includes the neighbor across the alley directly behind us. They have a deep lot, so they are basically entirely behind us. Includes the neighbors across the street. And the neighbor 2 houses down from us.
Thank you.
So it covers our immediate group.
Sounds good.
Okay.
There we go.
Would you like me to go to any particular slide to talk off of, or?
No, I think, I know you should kind of skip through, and it seems like you have the full briefing set, but just, Sarah and I moved here in October and to Sheboygan, and we love the neighborhood, we like the house, access to the lake. And then as we began to get into the winter, we began to find some things on the west side of our house that are not so hot from the practical design standpoint. And we began to think about how to fix those, and then thought that maybe we could try to solve a number of issues, including one that would help us age in place as time moves on. So we decided to request a small bedroom addition, 208 square feet, that would be on our ground floor, and that would allow us to, have a base of operations if we decided we couldn't do the steps up to the regular bedroom. And so this project, provides us, we believe, space that will help us, be able to stay comfortable in the house no matter what happens to us as we kind of get creakier. And also it allows us to, solve some nasties that are just in the basic way the house was set up on that side in terms of heat and cooling and some other things. So our request is just simply for one variance, and it is on the north side of the house. And as stated in the summary, we simply want to be able to extend the line of our house for the addition in the same plane of the house. And because we sit in a non-conforming lot, and then on top of that, the house is not square in the lot, it's sitting at an angle, that addition, takes us into the area intruding on the required setback by the current zoning. We feel that in terms of hardship, since we have a non-conforming lot to begin with, the entire house basically sits in a non-conforming way on the lot, any move that we do becomes really, really difficult. And the most effective use of trying to get some extra space in the house is to stay with the existing north wall of the house and come out a little bit, to make that room. Shifting the addition project deeper into the lot is not, from our view, best use of the lot, but also it begins to start intruding on the mature maple that has a really large canopy and I imagine, a serious root system, and we really like that tree, and we don't want to, do anything that's going to require it to come down. So we wanted to stay away from that tree, and hence, we thought that the best way is to stay with the existing line. And then also in terms of the architectural character of the house and the houses in the neighborhood, extensions tend to be straight on, with the line of the main house. And the work that Jennifer Lerke for Legacy Architects that she did, she created what we believe is a conforming addition that is in character with the existing house, and we believe, and our neighbors seem to share with us, the addition would be an asset and fit in to the community. So the hardship is, the fact that we are in a non-conforming situation to begin with, and there's very little opportunity to make any move in the house. The site conditions, besides the non-conforming nature and the way that the house actually sits on the lot, intruding into the required setback, and the existing site condition of the maple tree, are unique property limitations in our view. And we believe that there's no harm to the public interest. In this case, we are essentially maintaining the existing building configuration with this scheme. We are not bulking up. This is a one-story addition. And we have designed the addition so we don't have any sort of major windows that are intruding view into her yard or into the other neighbor's yard. And the whole project is been designed in a way that we believe is consistent, with the character of this neighborhood. Those are our basic points. Anything that you'd like to add, Sarah?
Yeah.
So, that's our opening salvo. We welcome your questions.
Thank you, Steve. Do you have any
Yeah, I think one of the things that they were talking about was just that they're trying to do it as much in line as possible. One of the comments we were talking about in the last one was lot coverage. This is still at lot coverage in this instance is 40% and they're at 35%. So they're well within, the lot, coverage area. So staff is not objecting to this proposal.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions, comments?
Are you gonna be using are you redoing siding or?
Is it gonna be matching the current
We're going to
color?
use matching siding, so we're going to stay with the same. The windows that we use will be of a character with the existing windows. We still have the original windows, which are a little scary on one hand, but they're really nice looking. They kind of work, yeah. So we're going to put the new windows for the addition to be matching with
Okay.
what we have. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else?
I make
Questions?
a motion that we approve their request.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Oh, we got a couple seconds. All right,
Yep.
perfect. All right, so we have a motion in a couple seconds. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for your time. I know it's a
Bring a half barrel of beer along.
Oh, here we go. That was not on the minutes.
And you guys, I know we spoke a little bit about this, but maybe you could just kind of mention it to the rest of the board. You guys were coming in from elsewhere, and what was the Sheboygan deal and how you got here?
well,
The short version?
Yeah, the short version is my father was born here. My grandfather was pastor of St. Andrew's Church, which is now where the Head Start is. And he led that building of the church that exists now. So I've got lots of childhood photos of Sheboygan and lots of memories of Sheboygan and the family going to Terry Andre Park. And so it was just kind of a natural
And you
to.
moved in from elsewhere and you were in other
We
places?
escaped Madison. But we actually, before that, we moved up here from Texas.
Oh,
And most people say you went the wrong way, but we think we went the right way.
well, welcome back, yeah.
I agree with you. I moved here from Chicago, escaping Illinois, and before that I moved from the Fiji Islands.
You think you're heading the wrong way? I'm heading the right way.
She went.
Yeah.
Fiji Islands, do we get anything over the Fiji Islands?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would give it a try.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your story. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we just have item number 7, just, next scheduled meeting is May 18th, 2022. Next up then would be a motion to adjourn. Anybody?
Motion to adjourn.
So there's no more business to be.
Nope, that was it. Yeah, looks like we're,
Yeah, second.
we got it. We got a couple motions, we got some seconds.
Second.
All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion approved. We are adjourned.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.